Hello everyone, good morning, good day, good evening to all parts of the globe or wherever else you're joining us from today. My name is Jana Kapitz, I'm your host today, and I'm very happy to welcome you to our 10&one and Tau studios here in Munich. In the studio with me, but 1 and 5 meters away from me, of course, Hans-Peter Knödler, CEO of 10&one. Welcome, Peter. Hans-Peter.
Nice to meet you, Jana. Hi.
Well, we are both very excited to see that so many of you have joined us for this webinar here today, or let's better call it this virtual event. As far as I know, we have guests from the US, Netherlands, Germany, China. Do you see more people?
UK, Austria.
UK, Austria. Did I forget anyone? No? Well, perfect. So what is it that Hans-Peter and me are so excited about today? Well, of course, it has something to do with the topic that we are presenting to you today, our dear clients. Before we're getting into this, maybe a little bit of background first. Like all of you know, all your businesses, your industries are probably have been affected by the Corona crisis. And so has 10&one and the whole event sector too. Actually, especially the event sector has been hit quite hard by this crisis, since its essence is bringing people closer together, and with closer together, I mean physically together, help them get in touch with each other and provide them with real, tangible, and unforgettable experiences. And it's a real shame that at the moment we're not able to do this, because we really love events and people usually really love getting together. At the same time, though, we realize that this crisis is helping to accelerate some processes and developments that have been on the way before, but we're maybe not given the same amount of attention or importance as this is the case now. And this is purely because it wasn't necessary before. One of these developments is, of course, the digitization of events. This is a process 10&one was already actively participating in before the crisis. And we believe that this development is not going to end with Corona. We believe it is here to stay, and we also believe that this is one of the, let's say, few good effects that this global crisis will have on the world. The crisis only shows us how crucial it is to develop good and really well thought through concepts quickly. Basically, the crisis helps us to push further. And this is exactly the challenge that we took on. How can we, as an event agency, provide you, our clients, with events that are exciting, engaging, fun, that create good vibes and even better memories and help you to simply get together? How can we overcome the technical constraints and forget about screens and make virtual meetings and get-togethers less of a hassle and more of a beautiful, joyful experience for everyone? And this is what we would like to introduce to you today, our take on virtual events. And first, I would like to talk to Hans-Peter, you've already met him, and ask him a few questions. So Hans-Peter, can you tell us a little bit more about where this idea came from?
Well, of course, Jana, I can. We have right now a worldwide situation who nobody expected before. And also it's not clear what the future will bring into our business, into our home, whatever. And business-wise, 10&one fell from 100% to 10%. That was the reason that we thought on other ways.
Mm-hmm. So what did you and the team do about the situation?
So we come to something good. What's better to mobilizing new minds, new fresh ideas, out of a box thinking, whatever. And then we made a all team brainstorming, and soon became up that we would not hold any face-to-face event till end of this year. And so we decided in this time we are changing completely to virtual events.
All right, well, but if I'm not mistaken, virtual events already exist, right? So what is new about your concepts and your ideas here?
Yeah. Yes, of course, we did virtual events also before. And also we did hybrid events. It's a combination between face-to-face events and also virtual events. But with this new idea, we are screening the market technology-wise. We are looking for other channels, for new channels. We are looking for new programs, for new systems to show our clients the best technical equipment to show her product, whatever. And but not even every technology fits for every client, for every event. So we choose the right one for the project, for the event, and then we take it.
Yeah, all right, but what does it look like in practice?
Oh, it's at first it's a regular briefing. We apply usual client-centered approach, and then we ask the client, for example, number of participants, content, whatever, and then we put in also soft facts. It means what do we have to bring entertainment in the virtual events? Do we have to bring show elements into this virtual event? Do we have to bring Gewinnspiele?
Like lotteries.
Like lotteries, yes. And all these questions we ask the client, and then we put together the whole thing in a concept and offer it, this to the client.
All right, I get this. So it's like a regular event briefing.
Yes.
But how do you make this virtual in the end?
We have different types of virtual events. At first, we have simple webinars. We have Zoom meetings. We have meetings, virtual meetings with directive, like we do it right now. We have virtual meetings with fairs, where the customer is able to build in a virtual base his booth in the virtual world. And also we are thinking about hybrid events. We hope so. It's, as I said before, it's a mix between face-to-face and also virtual event. And we hope that till end of this year, perhaps a few virtual events, a few hybrid events will take place. I hope so. But I want to tell you not too much, because my colleagues will show us what I said right now. And so I give it to my colleagues.
Well, thanks so much, Hans-Peter. And that is perfectly right. I believe we have a bunch of people sitting in offices, sitting at their homes, sitting even in a studio, who will show you firsthand now what it means to set up a virtual event. We have here Lenny, we have Timo, we have Thorsten, Sophia, and Mon here all around me, as you can see them. But here, before we move over to them, actually our first attraction, our first show is ready. Let me show you what that is. Well, let me show firsthand something very cool that brightens up every online session and helps people to memorize and leave long-lasting impressions on participants. Meet our graphic recorder, Daniel Stieglitz. Hi, Daniel.
Hi there.
So maybe you've heard, seen, or even used graphic recording before. It helps to translate complex or interconnected content into simple images. It helps to make sometimes dry content fun, nice to look at, or tangible, emotional, and therefore also memorable. Daniel here is a very renowned graphic recording artist. He has won numerous international prizes and has been creating content for several German TV stations. Involving him in a virtual event could mean that, for example, we use a split screen with the speaker on one side, and Daniel is creating visual images in real time on the other side. Of course, in the end of this meeting, you can get this image, and we can send it to you participants as a memorizable takeaway of the session or share it on social media. Thanks a lot, Daniel, for joining our meeting today and demonstrating to us the beautiful art of graphic recording. Well, Daniel is going to continue to record our meeting, and of course, you can see the result in the end of the session. Well, as I mentioned before, we have several people lined up here for you today. They're sitting in various locations, in their homes, studios, in the office, and they're waiting to present to you their ideas about the future of virtual events. And the first one we now welcome is Lenny, and Lenny will tell us about what is technically possible today. Lenny, do you hear me? Where do we meet you?
Hi, Jana. Thank you very much, and welcome to our guests. I'm in the office right now, and I would like to introduce you to several tools and possibilities we can use for virtual events. For example, today we are using Zoom as the tool to stream, but Zoom is not the only one. There are several other tools. Most known is probably GoToWebinar. And if you prefer just streaming, there is also tools like YouTube, Vimeo, and even Facebook. But there is not only webinars and streaming. You can also have workshops, trainings, and entire fairs with product presentations. And the combination of the virtual and the physical aspects merge into a hybrid event, and this has a very great effect on the customers and guests. You can also interact with your guests via Mural, for example. Mural is a digital pinboard, or you also can use interactive survey tools like Slido. And in this case, the participants can join the discussion. If you want to take it a step further, there are also tools like TriCat. TriCat is a tool where you can create your own avatar, jump into a digital world, and meet with other customers and guests. If you know the computer game Sims, you will feel absolutely familiar with this tool. But after this presentation, you are very welcome to join the Q&A area and ask some questions. We will answer them in real time. And if you need other questions, if you have other questions or need more information, we can also have a one-on-one meeting. Just let us know via email. But what makes this event more special is the live direction. We have a live director who is in control of picture and sound. And this for I would like to introduce Andy. He will bring you this tool a little bit closer.
Hi Lenny, hi Jana, thank you for having me today. So today the director of the show is Timo in Salzburg, and here in the background you see Toby. He's sitting in an office from Munich running a subsystem. So unlike usual web conference tools, we can actively decide what we want to show, where, when, and how. So let me show you just a quick look. I'm using my handy now. So in the background you see a green screen. I don't want to fall all over cables. So in the background here, it's Hans-Peter. And now I'm going back into my office with Toby. You can imagine this just like a live show, a live TV show. And we're doing this stuff since 20 years. So, but technology-wise, it's getting so much easier now. This means that we can make sure that the technology perfectly supports the content of your event. Hang on for a second, I need a picture. So there's Toby again. We can invite up to 8 external callers and include over 1,000 additional inputs like video, sound, animation, websites, PowerPoint presentation into this online direction tool. So this final product, your event, can be streamed on any platform in full HD. Today, we're doing this on Zoom. And now back to Jana.
Well, thank you so much, Lenny and Andy. And our next journey is going to bring you up north, where we will meet Thorsten Wilhelm, Managing Director of Tau European Incoming, and Thorsten is located in Berlin. He will tell us a little bit more about what it means to bring the virtual and the physical, so the online and the offline worlds together. Thorsten, where are you?
Hello, Jana. I'm sitting here in Berlin in my home office. And first of all, I want to also welcome our Chinese friends, Dacha Hao. Hope you will enjoy the show. And yeah, Jana, I will explain some insights and some trends and some opinions from our side, because in a time where everything seems to be standing still, we recognize that our clients and our customers miss the power of live events. Live events right now, or up to now, created interactive experiences. Live events generated positive emotions. They give responses and memories among the participants. But with virtual events, it was really difficult right now to transport a message in an emotional way. And exactly, people miss that. So most virtual events until now are not focusing on the experience, but purely on the exchange of information. It's all about the facts, not about the emotions, which makes it basically the opposite of a real event. So we are, as your event company, as your event consultant, would like to take this challenge and bring the emotion back. Also, or let's say even in the digital area. We are currently working on concepts on how to do that. A strong aspect, in my opinion, is definitely to combine the online world and the offline world and activating all the senses that are usually passive in virtual events. So we offer to bring these emotions through music, with humor, taste or smell, with little nice offline surprises that keep you active and creates a positive memory. But this is really not that easy to bring that in a virtual space. But I think my colleague Sophia will show you some examples and give you some inputs. Hello, Sophia.
Hello, Torsten, and thank you very much. I am doing very well here in my brand new and pretty office. What do you think? It is not a real office, it's basically a green screen behind me. And this gives you and us the opportunity to include and to change every background that you can imagine. So we can include every room concept and create every atmosphere you like. So the main question for our virtual events is how can you keep the participants focused on your meeting, and how do you keep them engaged all along the way? For this case, it is important that you make your meeting, to organize it in a dramaturgical way, just like a play in theater. So every session has a specific content, a certain duration, and of course, the main important thing is to have the good content. You have to have strong speakers, you have to have good presentations and good images. But beside the content, you also have to think about using your downtime in a creative way. This is very important to reactivate your participants. And to think about this, you can use creative Q&A formats. You can do joint activities using video, or you can even include musicians or comedians to your meeting. Wow, where does this come from? Also, as Torsten already mentioned, we can combine online and offline elements to your meeting. This will cause a small surprise moment to your participants, and these will stay in mind. What also stays in mind are incentives, which unfortunately cannot take place these days. What we can offer you are different VR gadgets, and with these VR experiences, we are able to put you and your participants to any place in the world you like. So it could be the savannah or the mountains. Can I go to the mountains now? Ah, no, it is the savannah. Oh, great. Now, so further information on this topic you can find in the presentation that we will send to you after today's meeting. Thank you very much, and back to you, Jana.
Well, thank you so much, Torsten and Sophia in the mountains or wherever you are at the moment. And our dear guests, as you know, ten&one and Tao are both internationally operating companies, but a big part of the clients of Tao, or let's say the biggest part, is actually businesses in China. And this becomes also very obvious when you look at our participants here today. 我们中国朋友们和客户们大家好. Therefore, we also invited Meng, project manager in Tao, and she will help us to find out a little bit more about what specific recommendations we have for our clients in China. Welcome, Meng. How are you doing?
Hi, Jana. Thank you. I'm doing fine. Happy to be here.
Nice to see you too. Well, Meng, Tao is the European event expert specialized on Chinese clients. Is there anything in particular that you would like to recommend to our Chinese clients in the current situation?
Sure. First of all, our Chinese clients are mainly the European market division of Chinese companies whose target group is based in Europe. In view of the global internet infrastructure and the current special condition under the pressure of the pandemic situation, saying everybody stays at home and stay online, I can say that firstly, we can provide a very stable internet environment for virtual events here in Europe for the target audience of our Chinese clients. And secondly, and this is not only for the Chinese clients, but also for all the non-native English speakers, during our virtual events, we can provide simultaneous interpretation services. And last but not least, thanks to being located in Europe, we have the geographic advantage of being close to your European target groups. Therefore, we are also able to provide a full event experience by delivering foods and beverages, as well as event souvenirs to your audiences, even if they won't physically attend.
Well, all right. Thank you very much, Meng. So with Tao's virtual events, you basically don't have to worry about a stable connection. You get simultaneous translation, and you provide a great experience to your clients, and it's all taken care of. Thank you. And we are almost coming to the end of our presentation. Let's go back one more time to Hans-Peter. Well, Hans-Peter, after seeing all this, so what do you think?
Thanks, Jana. I think we showed quite a lot, quite a lot today for our clients to give them ideas how they can bring her virtual events in an interesting concept with fun, with a tangible concept, a memorable concept, and an emotional concept. And so I think we showed a lot of ideas how we can do it for them. And now I would thank you very much for the audience we have today, and it's such a huge number. We never expected that this number of visitors we would have today. It's a great success right now, and I would say thank you very much for the audience. And we really hope we will able to work together and with you, our dear clients, and bring your virtual event to life.
Well, thank you, Hans-Peter, for these words. I think I couldn't summarize it better. Before we go into our Q&A session, though, we have two more summaries for you. One of them being, of course, the result of our graphic recorder, Daniel, who will show us graphically what we have done and achieved today. Well, Daniel, where are you?
Yes. Oh, I'm still in my home office. Whew, busy. Too much information here. Or not say too much, but plenty of information. I tried to capture most of it in a graphic way so that maybe looking at that picture, you can remind you can remind most of the stuff and have a nice visual and maybe a bit humorous, yes, summary.
Well, thank you, Daniel. I think you captured us perfectly. I see Hans-Peter, I see everyone here in the studio. I see 10&one and Tau colors, looks very 10&one and Tau-ish here. Thanks a lot, and a big applause for Daniel, the graphic recorder. Thanks. And now, finally, there is also someone else who would like to summarize this event in his very own words. Please welcome here with me Danny Fresh, musician, rapper, artist, and moderator, and he will let us hear now what he thought about our virtual event today. Welcome, Danny.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Jana. Yes, I'm sitting here in my home, not home office, but recording studio, and I've been taking notes about all the beautiful things and ideas you all mentioned. My job is to write lyrics, so I just created a wrap-up rap and put all the information into a rap, because like Torsten mentioned, an event without music is just a meeting. So here we go. That's my summary for today. All right. Yes, Jana, now with all that said and done, thank you everybody from 10&one. It's webinars, Zoom meetings, hybrid events, clients worldwide becoming digital fans. It's a big chance, some call it a crisis. We accept the challenge, that's the way life is. So we are human, and yes, we're digital. Let's get together for a digital ritual. We are all connected through the World Wide Web, and I wrap it up in this worldwide rap. It's a worldwide step, so let me entertain you. Tao, Danny Fresh, and the 10&one crew, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.
Well, thank you, Danny. Thanks so much for the summary. One
Thank
applause
you.
to you. Thanks a lot. Yes, all right. Well, this means that now it is time for our Q&A session. So please, dear participants, don't feel afraid to ask us anything. Our experts are ready, and they're here, and they're happy to answer everything you're asking them. So Lenny will be the moderator of the session. Feel free to ask any question you want via the Q&A button. We have about 10 minutes for the session. Of course, every other question that cannot be covered here will be covered later on by the experts as well. So thank you, Lenny, and moving over to you.
Thank you again, Jana. For this time, I would just give you some information. I have here a couple of questions already in the Q&A section. We will try to answer a few of them, and just feel free if you have, if you want to join this this call, this presentation, and ask your question to us and the whole audience. Feel free to raise your hands. There is a button in the bottom bar, and we will join you to our discussion. So the first question for today was who is showing the different screens and zooming into them. This part was managed by Andy and our live director. Andy, I think I would like to pass this question to you. Maybe you can show the director behind you right now again.
So let me make this clear. I'm not doing anything. So Toby behind me and Timo in Salzburg is doing everything. I'm just standing here trying to look good and answer the questions. So basically, it's like a big switchboard. We mixing the signals, decide what and when and what sound we deliver to what point. That's basic TV work.
Great, thank you. I hope we could answer this question. Then there was another question about the picture from Jana and Torsten in the monitor. It was not a monitor, actually. It was in front of a green screen, and there was a digital office. So if you prefer to have a real physical monitor behind you, we can use this one. If you want to have just like you want to have a different kind of background, of course you can have it. Or if you prefer a huge stage in a hall, we can also manage a huge stage and have a live stream for you. Well, then there are other questions, most of them here. Okay, we have here one question. How much does it cost to set up a virtual event with several speakers, for example, for 2 to 4 hours? I think I would like to pass this question to Hans-Peter. Maybe you can help me.
Yes, of course I can. Yes, it's talking about price and budget is always different, and it depends on the challenges we would have. But right now, I would say you will take place such an event we did right now around 20,000 euro, whatever. But it's not fixed. We have to discuss it and to find the requirements we need for it and everything, the time and so on.
Great. Yes, I think so. So to sum it up, it's just we need to know what's happening in these 2 to 4 hours, and with this information we can inform you about the costs. Here is another question. Is this Zoom functionality or a separate software? This is, as you saw, these are several different softwares working together. You can, for example, share screens. You can put different screens in Spotlight and have the person speaking, yeah, and explain stuff. Okay, so there are a lot of questions. Is there anybody who would like to join maybe with a question in a dialogue? I haven't seen nobody yet so far, but well, for now I think this is it. If nobody wants to join our discussion, Jana, I think I would pass back to you, and if you have any other questions, just let us know and we'll come back to you as soon as possible.
Well, thank you, Lenny. Thank you very much. If we have no more questions for today, then it is also time for me to say my goodbyes, and I would like to thank you all for your participation today. I hope you enjoyed this event, and we're looking forward to get in touch with you whenever it comes to conceptualize, realize, and of course, virtualize your events. So we're really looking forward to help you bringing them alive. Thanks again, and from me, have a great afternoon.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.